Welcome to our new video. This video is about peer reviewing instructions using Word Office. Let's begin. The first step of the peer reviewing process is reading comprehension. So let's read. I will read the paragraph once, but remember that you can rewind the video to read it again. Learning responsibility. I learned what responsibility means thanks to my first job. My first job was as a sales clerk in a small clothing shop. It wasn't a difficult job, and it wasn't really a very interesting job. My best friend had a more exciting job. Every weekend I had to open the store at 10 a.m. I couldn't be late. Now on weekends I like to sleep late. I helped customers find clothes, and I kept the store neat and clean. My parents' house was very clean too. I used the cash register and handled credit cards, so I had to be very careful. These things all taught me responsibility. Now I work in a research laboratory. I don't work with clothing anymore, but I still use that important skill I learned in my first job. Now that we have read it, let's begin with the analysis using Word. The analysis will be about the title, the usage of indentation, looking for a topic sentence, highlight information, ordering supporting sentences, looking for a concluding sentence, and comments on strong and weak points. So, let's analyze this paragraph. The first thing we have to look for is a title. The title must be centered. To center the title, we select the title with our mouse, and then we press the button Center in the upper toolbar of the screen, like this. Step 2. Always remember that the first sentence must begin with indentation. To add indentation, we put the mouse's cursor before the first letter of the first sentence, like this, and then we press Tab button. Step 3. To highlight the information is very helpful at the moment of giving feedback. Remember that you have to identify the topic sentence all the time. To do this, use bold letters. That button. Remember that we have already read the paragraph, but that is our topic sentence because that's the main idea. To highlight the lines that are or are not related to our main idea, we use two colors, blue for the ones which are related and red for the ones with a weak or null relationship with the topic sentence. To color the sentences, we use our mouse's cursor to select the sentence, and then we press the button Font Color in the upper toolbar. That's right, the button with a big A on it. We click on the small arrow and a menu with all the available colors will show up. Remember that this time we will be using just blue and red. Let's color some sentences. The first sentence is, my first job was as a sales clerk in a small clothing shop. It is related, so it is blue. The second sentence, it wasn't a difficult job, and it wasn't really a very interesting job. It's blue too because it does have a relationship with learning responsibility. My best friend had a more exciting job. It is not related because we are not talking about our best friend job. Then we have every weekend I had to open the store at 10 a.m. And it is a very good example of what responsibility means, so it is related. I couldn't be late. Now on weekends I like to sleep late. No, that's not related. So, it is red. I helped customers find clothes and I kept the store neat and clean. This is related, and this is a very good example of what responsibility means too. My parents' house was very clean too. No, we are not talking about our parents' house. I used the cash register and handled credit cards, so I had to be very careful. And this is, once again, a very good example of responsibility. These things all taught me responsibility. Now I work in a research laboratory. I don't work with clothing anymore, but I still use that important skill I learned in my first job. To order the supporting sentences, we add a number before the sentences. We begin by number 1, like this. Always try to order the supporting sentences because it makes easier the peer feedback stage. Finally, we will check the ending of the paragraph to see if there is a strong concluding sentence, and we will use bold letters to identify it too, just like our main idea. In this case, our last sentence is a very good concluding sentence. I don't work with clothing anymore, but I still use that important skill I learned in my first job. And that important skill our writer learned in his or her first job was responsibility. This is how a peer feedback using Word is done. See you in our next and last video of the writing process. Take care and study a lot. Goodbye.